yourself, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Now we're going to do a review of the Jamaica versus Nigeria game. And I think in more general terms, a review of the Unity Cup that Jamaica was participating in. Now going into this tournament, I know other Jamaican fans in England, they were particularly excited to see the players because it's not very often that the Jamaican team goes to England to play football. But this Unity Cup, let me say, before we even get into the details of the team's performance, I think it was a good initiative. I think it made sense. I think we saw some good quality football, and some of the players who don't usually get the opportunity to run out, they were given an opportunity, and I think that's good for football. For all four nations that participated, Ghana, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica and Nigeria, I think it benefited each of these teams tremendously. So let's get that out of the way. Alright, shout out to everyone who tuned into Halftime TV throughout the entirety of the Unity Cup. So big up to you, the Halftime TV supporters, the fans. Alright, and remember, if you haven't subscribed to Halftime TV as yet, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and subscribe, smash the like button on this video as well. Now let's get down to business. What happened this evening? Jamaica went up against Nigeria. Nigeria went into that game as the overwhelming favorite, ranked 20 places better than Jamaica on the FIFA ranking, and on the grand scheme of things, an out and out World Cup team, right? I think most people can agree that Nigeria is a World Cup team. Most World Cups, they are there. They give good performances as well. They give good accounts of themselves. They have a number of players playing in Europe's top football leagues. We saw a couple of them this evening. I know Kelechi Iheanacho is at the back end of his career right now, but we also saw Chukwueze, AC Milan winger, giving Jamaica problems all night. But I think it was a good mix of some players who hadn't played before. The Nigerian defense line that played in this game this evening, they have a combination or a total of 3 caps between them. So we saw some inexperience there, but we also saw some quality experienced players. Wilfred Ndidi, he was in the middle of the park. He gave a good account of himself, as he usually does. He doesn't really stop running, does he? But for Jamaica, I think a lot of the players made a statement for themselves. They gave a good account, and they also gave the coach something to think about, because the World Cup qualifiers, they're coming up in a couple of days time really, and I know for one, Ronaldo Cephas, he needs to be on the starting lineup. Demarai Gray, he plays on the same wing that Cephas was playing in this particular game, and it's going to be a tricky one because Demarai Gray, he is one of Jamaica's more prolific players in recent times. He usually gets the ball in the back of the net, and I don't know what the coach is going to do there, but something needs to be done because Cephas needs to be in the team. He was Jamaica's best player throughout the tournament. He provided 2 assists tonight, and he ensured that Jamaica got back into it and ensured that Jamaica pushed it all the way to a penalty shootout. Now Jamaica lost 5-4 in penalties, the miss coming from Atkinson, but I won't even cast any blame because once it gets to penalties, it could go any way. Shequan Davis, he had a penalty shootout a week ago, I think, in the Jamaican Premier League. Mount Pleasant against Cavalier, didn't stop any of those penalties, and it was the same story this evening as well. None of the penalties he didn't stop, and I won't blame the goalkeeper because usually if you've played football before, you know what the coaches say. Penalties aren't supposed to be stopped, right? You're getting a chance from 12 yards out. If the goalkeeper stops it, 9 out of 10 times we say the player misses. We don't say, oh, the goalkeeper was exceptional. We point fingers at the player and say you shouldn't have missed it. So I won't cast any blame at Shequan Davis because in my opinion, and as a former goalkeeper, I believe that penalties should score. Once you get a penalty, I believe it should be tucked away. No excuses. So Jamaica lost on penalties. No blame being cast because high pressure situation, players crumble under pressure, ball doesn't really go where you want it to go. Sometimes in these situations, your knees get weak, etc. But let's talk about the game. Jamaica went 1-0 down after just about 9 minutes. Kaheem Dixon came back and he leveled it. And remember, we've been talking about Kaheem Dixon missed a chance against Trinidad and Tobago, and I personally came out and I said, Kaheem Dixon, if you intend on staying in the Jamaican lineup, you need to put away those chances, right? We have Shamar Nicholson, we have Dujon Richards, we have Mikel Antonio. Jamaica is stacked for strikers. So when you get the opportunity, you need to make a statement. And I think the chance that Kaim Dixon got this evening and the chance and actually tucked it away, I think it bode well for him. It's his third goal for Jamaica, which is good. Still only 20 years of age, still only making the transition really to senior football. I know he was playing with Charlton throughout this season, but still very young in professional football, like big people ball, as we'd say. Some people may say, but we have youngsters like Lamine Yamal who are conquering the world at 16. That's not usually the case with Jamaica. So Kaim Dixon, I won't even use the young excuse, but I think it's the inexperience at this level. And I think him getting a goal this evening in the Unity Cup final, it was basically a purple star on his shoulder. So shout out to Kaim Dixon. Congratulations on getting your third goal for Jamaica. And I think the energy that he has and the effort that he puts in off the ball, it will be a huge benefit for the Jamaican team going into the World Cup qualifiers. Ronaldo Cephas was good. Mason Holgate again continues to make those mistakes for the Jamaican team, and I don't know if when we get to the World Cup qualifying stage, if he will have a place in there. But this is not a video where I'll be dissecting each of the performances. What I'll be doing is I'll be saying Jamaica gave a proper account of themselves, primarily because coming into the game we weren't expected to push Nigeria all the way to the edge. Personally, I provided a 3-1 or 2-1 prediction is what I gave at the beginning. I think yesterday I gave the 2-1 prediction because I thought Nigeria would edge Jamaica in regular time. That was not to be. Jamaica came from 1-0 down, they leveled it through Kaim Dixon, then they went 2-1 down. Chukwueze got Nigeria's second goal, and then John Russell ensured that it went to a penalty shootout. And again, both of these opportunities, both of these chances were created by Ronaldo Cephas and his blistering speed. So Ronaldo Cephas on the wing, I don't know which wing you're gonna put him on, but he needs to be in the Jamaican starting lineup, right? We need that pace on the flanks. And also I think Ronaldo Cephas, if he works on his decision making in the final third, is going to be a problem, right? He's going to be a problem. He should be a mainstay in the Jamaican team right now, but if he works on that decision making in the final third, trust me, it's going to be game over for a lot of the defenders trying to guard him. But overall, Nigeria, I won't even say they were the better team, but them winning it, I can't have any concerns. I can't say Jamaica should have won it or anything along that line. But I must say, hats off to the Jamaican team. Nigeria, big up on yourself. You played well. Jamaica played well as well. And the mere fact that it went down to penalties and only one of the penalties missed, it showed you that it was genuinely a quality game of football. So Jamaica, you have nothing to be ashamed about. You should only be proud of yourself, having given the Jamaican fans such a big performance, having made us all proud. I know you don't want to be second, you want to be lifting these silverware, but I think the biggest silverware of them all is World Cup qualification, and that's where you should shift your focus next. But I'm going to turn it over to you, the Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, because I'm curious to hear who you have as Jamaica's player of this tournament. I think in the final, we saw glimpses of what Cephas could do. We saw moments of brilliance from him. And personally, I think he is Halftime TV's, I think we're going to say here at Halftime TV that Ronaldo Cephas is our player of the Unity Cup. I think we can say he's our player of the tournament. But my opinion, that's just my opinion. I'm curious to hear what you, the fans, have to say. Who do you have as your player of the 2025 Unity Cup? Let's hear it in the comment section. And remember, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. And if you haven't yet done it as yet, go check us out over on TikTok as well. We will be live streaming for the next couple of days, so you can tune in to that. All right, big up on yourself. We talk.